While many bars benefited from being featured on Bar Rescue, others failed to sustain the changes, with estimates suggesting that roughly half of the bars featured on the show ultimately closed. Today we're going to take a look at what happened to 10 bars that Jon Taffer failed to save, starting with Headhunters, a live music dive bar located in downtown Austin that appeared during the show's second season and quickly became one of its most memorable episodes. Despite being situated in a busy nightlife district, the bar was suffering from extremely poor maintenance, with extensive grime covering the interior, broken equipment throughout the venue, and a smell that suggested deep sanitation issues.
We have our share of roaches.
This has got to be one of the dirtiest bars in Austin.
Customers had seen enough.
I was really sketched out and I didn't want to go inside and I'm never going back. That's scary.
During the initial walkthrough, Jon notices the smell of the bar is terrible and the dancers are all dressed inappropriately. When Jon asks about the rancid smell,
It smells like cat piss in here.
It's cat piss. The owner loves the cat in here at night sometimes to kill the rat.
then the bartender goes to pour their drink, and Jon's partner, Nicole, notices a roach in the bottle. The bartender tries to hide it, but it's too late.
You can make her a drink.
Sweet tea sour.
Yeah, I can do that.
Is there something in that bottle? There's something. Wait. Come back here with that.
Oh, I told them about this already.
She turned that upside down and there's something floating around in there.
There's a cockroach in there. That's unacceptable.
She was gonna serve that to me.
Look at it, floating in there.
The most significant challenge, however, was the owner, Steve. Throughout the episode, he resisted nearly every suggestion from Taffer, insisting that his approach was working despite clear evidence to the contrary. Even with the cockroach incident, Steve at first denies there's cockroaches in the bottles.
Stinks.
There are no bugs in the bottle.
Then when he sees it with his own two eyes, he gets defensive and refuses to take accountability.
Bar.
There's bugs all over Austin.
He even places the blame on the city of Austin.
College town. They don't want clean. It's not the culture. Austin doesn't like that.
The next day, the staff meets with Jon. The situation is worse than they thought, and Jon shows the staff video of the bugs scampering away from the exterminators. Jon has everyone clean the bar and pour out all the bottles.
Throw out all these bottles. I can't save any of it. I want this place clean.
But no matter how much effort went in, the tension between Jon and Steve dominated the rescue. Steve didn't want to change, and Jon couldn't force him to care. The renovation itself was ambitious. Taffer rebranded the establishment as Metal and Lace, and the employees loved it.
Badass.
That is awesome.
It was a new steampunk-inspired design that included an upgraded sound system and a refined cocktail menu. The concept was intended to set the bar apart from the many live music venues already competing in Austin, but it didn't last. Steve quickly abandoned the changes, went back to his old ways, and failed to pay his employees.
Going back to his old ways.
I need a drink more.
And without a clear commitment to improvement, the business closed permanently less than a year later. Steve's refusal to change doomed Headhunters, which shut its doors soon after the episode aired, which is similar to the fate of the next bar on the list, although for very different reasons. When Bar Rescue came to Philadelphia, viewers were introduced to one of the most shocking bars in the show's early seasons.
The bar was gross. It did have a slight odor. There were some flies around, there's a lot of dust, a lot of clutter.
Downy's Irish Pub, a once beloved neighborhood institution that had become a health hazard under owner Domenico Centofanti, with a bathroom so unsanitary it seemed like it's straight out of a horror movie.
Napkins everywhere. It does smell incredibly weird back here.
The first impressions were repulsive. Oysters served to guests were slimy and smelled foul. The pasta was inedible.
I need to go back.
Oh, okay.
They're terrible. I'm not even going to pay for this.
And even Jon admitted,
It took me 3 steps to know that Downey's wasn't a good place.
inside the problems multiplied. Hidden cameras revealed filthy conditions, dirty dishes on the floor, and a dead mouse. What made this rescue different, though, was Domenico's backstory. Years earlier, tragedy struck his family. His brother killed their mother during a brunch service before taking his own life. Domenico had been carrying that weight ever since.
Since my brother died, everything went downhill.
But Taffer knew that unless Domenico faced reality, nothing would change. Jon pushed hard, demanding he step up as a leader. Chef Brian Duffy revamped the menu, and mixologist Keith Raimondi schooled the bar staff on Irish whiskey. After days of renovations, the relaunch arrived.
What's that? Oh, man.
Downy's Irish pub reopened with a clean, modern design, honoring its Irish heritage while finally being a place people wanted to spend time in again. The kitchen was spotless, the walk-in fridge worked, and customers poured in. For a moment, the rescue looked like a success, but
It looks beautiful. I mean, I'm speechless.
that success didn't last. Years of debt and unpaid taxes and a lost liquor license eventually closed Downy's for good. Still, the episode remains one of the most unforgettable in bar rescue history, and a reminder that not every rescue can be saved. While spoiled food and health hazards sank Downy's, the next bar became infamous for its pirate theme, and even Jon couldn't prevent the bar from sinking and ending in ruin. Season 2 of Bar Rescue opened with one of the wildest bars Jon Taffer ever set foot in.
This isn't just any bar, it's a bar.
Piratz Tavern in Silver Spring, Maryland. The concept was unlike anything Jon had ever seen before. Staff dressed as pirates, spoke in pirate accents, and acted like they were living inside a fantasy world.
Well, they call me One-Eyed Mike because, well, there really only is one eye in...
But the reality was grim. Customers weren't buying into the gimmick, and the bar was losing money fast.
Customers made their way out the door.
We thought it would be fun to come down here, but this was one of the worst experiences ever.
From the very start, Taffer tried to make it clear the pirate theme had to go.
You're a fool. I cannot succeed. I can't fix this bar until these people accept that they're failing.
But the staff refused to give up on their dream of running a full-blown pirate tavern.
An arrogant ass. I am one. Let him push me too far. We'll see.
And if he thinks this is a get-up 6-year-old will wear, it makes me angry.
You don't like it? Get the out.
Still, with enough pressure, the rescue went forward. Jon rebranded the bar into the Corporate Bar and Grill. Sleek, modern, and designed to attract the professional crowd from nearby offices.
Pirates will sink or swim.
Come on in, guys!
The relaunch night looked like a success. Customers filled the space, energy was high, and for a brief moment, it seemed like the bar had a future.
Fresh and very good. It took a little while to get here, but it's fabulous.
I was honored by the compliments on how good the food was tonight.
People like this.
But then came the twist.
Oh, that's just... What the f*** is that?
Within a week, the owners tore down Jon's changes and went back to full pirate mode and rejected everything the rescue had given them. Within days, the owners brought back the pirate decor and filmed a video called Pirate's Revenge, where they burned the makeover's new sign to the beat of a mocking song aimed at Jon Taffer.
Never watched your show. I had no way to know what a bastard you could be.
In 2015, the bar closed permanently due to the owners deciding not to renew their lease for the bar location. Because of all of this, Piratz Tavern became one of the most infamous episodes in bar rescue history. Piratz is remembered for owners who mocked Jon's work, but the next bar reached a level of dysfunction so severe that Jon's usual methods weren't enough, leaving the outcome unlike any other rescue. When Bar Rescue rolled into Council Bluffs, Iowa, Jon Taffer encountered a bar so toxic it made history.
You better not take that shot, Amanda. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Oface Bar wasn't just struggling, it was imploding from the inside.
Empty bottles was terrible, but this is the worst trailer I've ever seen.
From the very start, Jon was met with dysfunction. The staff insulted each other relentlessly, calling names and escalating fights in front of customers. Staff screamed at each other across the bar. Customers watched as arguments broke out in full view of the floor.
I'm not gonna tell you what's in it. Are you kidding me? Hey. Customer.
Instead of running a business, the bar had become a circus of hostility. But what shocked Jon most came from the surveillance footage.
Doing? Hey, stop
What's going on? They're arguing.
Yeah. Tell her to go.
At one point, an argument grew so heated that Jon stepped between staff to stop it from boiling over.
Oh, we got to fight. Let's stop this. They're beating the hell out of.
Jon called it out immediately.
Is this your manager? Do you allow her to beat up your employees?
No.
He demanded the owners get their stuff together and be more professional. Even though they tried, the staff still couldn't believe at the level Jon demanded.
Finish up your drinks and call it a night. This place is closed.
At this point, Jon had seen enough. Unlike any other rescue before, he declared that Oface was beyond saving.
The business is failing because you two, not me.
These people are beyond rescuing.
He refused to invest time, money, or his reputation into a bar where leadership itself was the danger. What he found next was even more shocking. An owner hitting an employee.
I'm talking to you. You understand me?
But when Jon confronted the owner, he got defensive and argued with Jon.
About right now.
Your bar isn't what's wrong. Your character is what's wrong.
I've aired out my differences with all these people. I've talked.
The walkout was necessary, and there was no renovation or relaunch. Jon Taffer simply left.
So here's the deal. I'm leaving. I am not rescuing your bar.
Oface stayed open for a time after the episode aired, but its reputation was poisoned. It became infamous among bar rescue fans as the first bar Jon Taffer refused to rescue, a place where dysfunction and abuse crossed a line that even Jon wouldn't touch. Oface Bar is closed as of 2025. While Oface's transformation collapsed under the weight of constant fighting, the next bar faced a very different downfall, one where the makeover itself triggered consequences that no one on the show saw coming. This time, it's Season 4's debut episode. Jon Taffer dropped into Tempe to rescue Rocky Point Cantina, a dive metal bar.
Local headbanging group.
Once full of energy but now drowning beneath mismanagement and financial disaster. Behind the scenes, the owners, Fran and Mary, with her son, Scott the manager, and Jason, who was the cook and the janitor, were trapped. They were $1.5 million in debt, and the bar was bleeding $10,000 every month. Scott barely managed the place, and Jason tried to keep it afloat. Recon showed it all. The bathrooms were filthy, the kitchen chaotic, drinks were made incorrectly, and the band was so loud that the undercover team couldn't hear each other. Jon realized the crisis ran deeper than grime. They lacked vision, discipline, and even hospitality. Rather than just a name change, this rescue demanded a larger rebuild. Jon brought in chef Tiffany Derry and mixologist Russell Davis and demanded accountability from Scott. At one point, he even made Scott scrub the toilets himself.
Definitely not. We spent a lot of time.
You know what? Prove it to me. Clean the bathroom. Show me that you're a man. You can.
The stress test that night exposed more cracks: a dysfunctional cash register, overloaded staff, long wait times, and Scott nowhere to be found, leaving everyone to fend for themselves during the chaos.
He's too busy doing who knows what.
What I saw tonight was a bar with no management, no experience.
After 36 hours of renovation, Rocky Point Cantina transformed into Havana Cabana Bar and Grill.
Whoa! Look at it!
It had new vibrant colors, island-style decor, expanded bar systems, and a new menu grounded in Cuban flair.
That area didn't make you money. Now it'll make you money.
On relaunch night, the place came alive.
Bar and Grill, come on in.
The kitchen and bar, though still chaotic, pushed through, and the energy was electric. Customers showed up, the servers hustled, and it finally looked possible.
The revamp of the entire place is absolutely amazing. I mean, I haven't.
6 weeks later, things initially seemed promising. The staff reported revenues hitting $6,000 a night, but that momentum died down fast. Turns out, Bar Rescue made exterior changes without proper permits, which led the city to investigate. Officials then found years of unapproved renovations, and the new name and facade meant the bar's entertainment license was no longer valid. The bar filed for bankruptcy and closed within months. Havana Cabana showed how a promising new concept couldn't hold together But the next bar in Las Vegas had an outcome so short-lived that its rebrand barely had time to exist before disappearing altogether. The Alibi Casino in downtown Las Vegas appeared in Season 2 of Bar Rescue. From the outside, it looked tired and forgotten, sitting in the shadow in Fremont Street's bright lights. Inside, it was even worse. The decor hadn't been updated in decades. Dust clung to the slot machines, the carpet was stained, and the bar looked like it belonged in a rundown strip mall, not in the entertainment capital of the world. Customers walked in, took one look, and left.
The racing theme only alienated its customers, namely women.
I've never come to the Alibi. It's just
Behind the bar, the staff were untrained and overwhelmed.
Get off of her, you
Is that a blow-up doll?
Oh my God, you deflated her.
The stress test confirmed the disaster.
they've got a ton of ground.
I got glasses, I got it. You guys just stay right here.
The owner made rude remarks toward female customers.
Did you bring any other toys maybe with you? Something battery operated perhaps?
Staff behaved inappropriately, and customers abandoned their drinks.
Uncomfortable. I wouldn't come back to this place at all.
John had seen enough and had to step in.
Over in this business, you're fired.
Done deal.
That night, John and his team started over.
Hours, but this bar is clean.
I hope Mr. Taffer's done.
The Alibi Casino was transformed into the Garnet Lounge, a sleek, jewel-toned upscale bar meant to compete with Fremont's nightlife.
What do you think? You like it? Yes. First of all, look at the street. I got Hartlauer sign.
It now had fancy chandeliers, rich colors, a polished cocktail program, and a promise of class in a place that hadn't seen it in years.
I want to live here.
Look at this place.
On relaunch night, the difference was stunning,
Ladies!
and the crowd loved it. For a moment, it felt like John had pulled off another miracle, but the miracle didn't last, and within just 2 months, the Garnet Lounge shut its doors. The comments on their goodbye post were mixed, with some users commenting positive things such as, "Sad to hear that. Y'all look like a fun place with fun employees," and "I hope it works out for all of you." Others left negative comments such as, "The owner's a joke, that's why it failed," and "With staff that has no excitement, I'm not surprised. They all look forced." In any case, owners couldn't keep up with the elevated standards. Marketing efforts went downhill, and in a city where competition is fierce every single night, the bar simply couldn't survive. While the Garnet Lounge showed how even a stylish makeover in downtown Las Vegas could disappear in just a few weeks, the next case shows what happens when the owners fail to keep up with John's changes. Marley's on the beach in Warwick, Rhode Island appeared in Season 3. From the outside, it looked like the perfect seaside hangout. But on the inside, the bar was crumbling. The location had potential. It sat right on the water, with a view that could have drawn in crowds all summer long. But the management wasted that advantage. The place was chaotic and filled with tension between staff and ownership.
My husband and I were fighting like crazy. I felt like he got me into this. One day I said, "I'm going to strangle you." Stop yelling. 5, 10.
Kidding me? Who's been ready?
The stress test revealed just how bad things had gotten, and customers complained about slow service, poorly mixed drinks, and a lack of energy.
We're all feeling a little frustrated. We've been waiting for an hour.
Servers were overwhelmed, and the kitchen fell behind on even the simplest orders.
Patience right now. My wife hasn't eaten. It's past 10 o'clock, she won't eat.
The stress test turned into a disaster, and John eventually had enough.
Smiling. Do you think it's funny to serve soup below temperature to somebody?
No, it's not.
Backstage, he confronted the owners, calling out the lack of leadership and accountability.
I'm watching you standing here talking to your friend in a white sweatshirt as he's sinking. Do you want to kiss your money goodbye?
So John's team stepped in to rebuild. Bartenders learned to make fast beach-style cocktails. The kitchen was given a simplified menu that could handle summer crowds. The reveal transformed Marley's into St. Michelle's Beach Club. The bar was given a bright, lively coastal theme. Fresh paint, better signage, and a new layout created the kind of fun atmosphere that the location had always needed. On relaunch night, the difference was evident. Customers cheered, music filled the air, and the bar finally looked like it belonged on the beach.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to St. Michel Beach Club. Come on in.
Customers were also happy with what they saw.
Trim is very good, came out very fast.
But that success was short-lived. Within just 2 months of the episode airing, Michelle's Beach Club closed its doors. Michelle, one of Marley's owners, said that they closed the bar for personal reasons. Michelle's Beach Club became one of the shortest-lived rescues in the show's history, closing in just 2 months. But in Chicago, Jon faced a bar that went the opposite way. It embraced its changes, rebranded successfully, and even thrived for years, until circumstances outside the bar's control brought everything crashing down. The Blue Frog 22 in downtown Chicago was featured in Season 1 of Bar Rescue. This spacious River North venue had an early buzz, but inside, the walls were plastered with toys and cartoon figurines. It looked more like a childhood playroom than a place for grown-ups to enjoy a drink. Leading Nicole Taffer, Jon Taffer's wife, who went undercover in the bar to declare,
I felt like I was at a carnival. There were games everywhere and toys hanging from the ceiling. This is not the kind of place that would keep me spending my money.
In the kitchen, the food was underwhelming. Nicole ordered mac and cheese balls that arrived half frozen.
Deep fried macaroni and cheese balls. It was absolutely terrible. I couldn't eat it.
Tensions also ran high behind the bar.
Struggling to pay the bills?
Deal with it.
And Jon had to address the issue of one of the staff members, the owner's mother, drinking during work.
There's no drinking here. This is a business. This is not a place for fun. And there's no place for drinking.
At a staff meeting, Jon also called attention to the dysfunction in leadership. The staff didn't even know who their manager was, a red flag for any operation.
Sense that I'm going to get some resistance from Mimi. My name is Jon Taffer, and I am one of the best bar consultants in the world. So who's the general manager?
I guess that would be me.
You guess that would be you?
Yeah.
Would you say he's the general manager?
I would.
So do you work for him?
No.
So he's not the general manager, you are.
I'm the owner. Okay.
I'm seeing shaking heads. Speak to me.
There's Sir John and maybe the owners. It's hard to figure out who is the decision maker. So decisions have to go through 4 people.
When the rebuild started, designer Nancy Hadley took one look at the decor and bluntly said,
I mean, it was clean, which is great, but it was like somebody blew up a toy chest.
the toys had to go. With decor cleaned and roles clarified, Jon turned to Chef Josh Capon, who immediately noticed a few red flags in the kitchen.
I'm not even tasting that.
All right.
That just looks a little scary to me. You know, the one item that I actually didn't...
And beer expert Jason Baldacci. There was an immediate difference from the newly brought help.
See you later.
Now that Jon...
Farm fresh ingredients.
These foods are better for the customer and the Blue Frog's bottom line.
Mushrooms?
And clean beer pours brought legitimacy to the menu and service. The customers loved it.
It's light, it's crisp, it's a little fruity flavor to it. So I'm happy. It's a great beer.
Jon has a handle on the front of the house, but back in the kitchen, confusion erupts.
Where are my fries, big boy? Send it out. Where's it going? Right?
The bar was rebranded as The Local, with a fresh look and better operations.
2, 3. Take all this money.
On relaunch, locals loved the changes. Food sales jumped 50%, and customers embraced the new direction. But the success ran into a new obstacle. In 2015, construction of a condo next door blocked their patio, cutting off much-needed additional revenue. Blue Frog's Local 22 closed in 2018, around 7 years after the Bar Rescue episode aired on TV. Blue Frog 22 proved that even with a successful relaunch, outside factors could eventually close the doors. But in the next case, Jon faced a very different challenge with a bar so massive that it collapsed under its own weight, despite being one of the biggest upgrades in the show's history. The Los Angeles Brewing Company, better known as LA Brew Co., appeared in Season 4 as one of the largest bars Jon Taffer ever attempted to fix. From the outside, the building looked impressive, a huge downtown space with endless potential. But behind the scenes, it told a very different story. The bar had size but no atmosphere. The decor was bland, the walls were bare, and the giant open space felt more like a warehouse than a welcoming bar.
They don't even use these taps. They're wrapped in plastic wrap.
Instead of being lively and inviting, it was cold and empty. Customers walked in, looked around, and walked right back out. The problems didn't stop at appearances.
I think the best move for us to do is to sell a bar.
See, that's the problem.
In the kitchen, the service was slow and drinks were poorly prepared.
Something has to be wrong with their draft beer.
Plates went out late, and when they did, they lacked quality.
Wow. This burger, this is our cheese. Richard.
The stress test showed just how unprepared the staff were. With orders pouring in, bartenders quickly fell behind. Drinks were poured unevenly, tickets piled up in the kitchen, and the service was slow.
This is real slow.
If it's not coming out right anymore, then stop serving it. We can't get beers out at all. It's barely trickling out of the tap, one by one.
But Jon found out something much more worrying. They didn't have a backup for the faulty draft beer system, so there was only one solution for Jon.
You're supposed to look! That's why there's gauges! So do you realize...
To force beer from a keg to the tap in a draft beer system.
Jon knew he needed something big to match the scale of the venue. His solution was one of the most expensive upgrades in bar rescue history, a $125,000 draft beer system for the bar. Customers could swipe a card, pour their own beers, and pay by the ounce. It was a unique idea that could set LA Brew Co. apart in the crowded Los Angeles market.
LA Brew Co. We had to create an identity in the street. And that
the renovation gave the space a completely new look. LA Brew Co. was no longer dull and empty. The bar had sleek finishes, bright lighting, and of course, the impressive wall of taps as its centerpiece. On relaunch night, customers were amazed. Crowds lined up to try the self-serve system, and the staff finally had something exciting to offer.
What's I saying, mama? What's I saying? If you stay ready.
For a while, it seemed like the rescue worked. The beer wall drew attention, and the relaunch brought life back into the space. But behind the scenes, the owners didn't keep up. First, the bar lost its liquor license, and the owner listed it for sale. Within a few years, LA Brew Co. was struggling again. By 2019, the doors were closed for good. Today, the massive downtown space has been repurposed, and LA Brew Co. exists only as a memory of one of the most ambitious but short-lived rescues in the show's history. LA Brew Co. showed how even one of the biggest rescues in the show's history could fall apart when owners fail to use the tools Jon gives them. But this next bar is proof that even one of the best locations possible can't save a bar that's been crippled with years of neglect and financial trouble. In this episode of Bar Rescue, Jon Taffer was in Kenner, Louisiana to try and rescue the failing Speakeasy Bar and Grill. On paper, it should have been one of the most successful bars Jon Taffer had ever rescued. But inside, Speakeasy Bar and Grill was failing. The bar looked cramped, dark, and outdated. Instead of feeling like a lively neighborhood bar, it felt cluttered and worn out. Recon revealed just how broken the service was. Customers' drinks were made wrong.
To make a decent freaking drink, go in the kitchen and do not let him send out...
The kitchen was a disaster.
Ed, you own this building, right?
Yep.
How long?
And the staff behaved unprofessionally before the visitors.
Look at this.
When Jon inspected the place, he found food stored improperly, dirty equipment, and no system for preparing meals during busy hours.
I have a nice romantic fishbowl with me.
I don't drink.
That's a lie.
What?
That's a lie.
He told the staff what he felt about their operations in true Jon fashion.
I care about the bar. I'm glad someone's throwing it in Ed's face because he needs to hear it because he's heard it from everyone else and it hasn't changed.
The stress test was also a total collapse. Orders immediately backed up. Bartenders overpoured drinks, wasting alcohol. Servers lost tickets.
Hey, what?
And customers started getting restless.
Mad. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I do need help managing them.
Ladies, don't bring his stress into our stress.
I'd like to welcome you all.
In the chaos, staff started giving up instead of fixing the problems.
Those bottles you have all his hands, all right?
How are you guys doing? This is all for table 6, yeah? This is coming up right behind you with this.
Eventually, Jon had to shut the whole thing down.
I got one hot dog for that table back there. Wait, no.
The rebuild was soon on its way. Trainers simplified the menu so the kitchen could keep up, and bartenders were drilled on speed and accuracy for handling high-volume crowds. Slowly, the staff began to adapt. The reveal gave Speakeasy Bar and Grill a fresh identity.
Take everything down. I don't want to go through this again.
Jon rebranded it as Second Line Company, a cleaner, sharper-looking bar that was brighter, the clutter was removed, and the bar layout was streamlined to handle big crowds.
Sorry, Jon, but we don't see things eye to eye. All the best.
On relaunch night, the bar filled up, drinks came out quickly, and food orders were handled with confidence. For the first time, it looked like the bar was living up to its location. Customers cheered, and the staff felt proud of the transformation.
How are you?
You're drunk, aren't you?
No, not at all.
So be it for Smiling Ed.
But the positive vibes wouldn't last long because Second Line Company closed in December 2017, around 9 months after the bar rescue episode aired on TV and a little over a year after the actual visit from Jon Taffer. At that time, the bar was doing business as Speakeasy Bar and Grill rather than the Second Line name that Jon Taffer gave it. So rather than sticking with a new concept, the owners seemed to decide to go back to their old ways, which proved to be bad business in the end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.